We are spread it over whole Europe. So from the south, we have the three universities in Spain. One of them is the lead, is the University Politécnica Madrid. Another two we have in Zaragoza and in Barcelona. We have in the Netherlands DNVGL, which is a provider of compliance services in oil and gas and energy sectors. So they have approximately 50,000 employees and providing information and doing project management on this. We have the Deutsche Forschungsinstitut für Künstliche Intelligenz, which is project partner. We have Tilde, which is a partner for machine automatic machine translation. So as you know, for Google Translate or DeepL, you know maybe. Yeah, OpenLaws as we. Semantic Web Company, which is located here in Vienna, which is providing tools for managing knowledge graphs. Alpanite is a system integrator. They are doing the integration for big companies, making software projects. And then we have Curata Casa, which is a law firm which is doing also a business case in this project. So we have three partners which are doing more the business side, and the other ones are technology partners. So there's DNVGL is a business partner, Curata Casa is a business partner, and we are doing a business pilot for this application. Here you have a look at the team. This was made this spring when we had a coding camp where we integrated our solution to see if we can talk to each other on a technical point of view. It was a quite fruitful meeting. So about OpenLaws. We are more a service-oriented company. Our main vision is to make compliance-oriented IT solutions. So we try to really analyze the legal process, not only the technical process, but the legal process, design tailor-made solutions, including really on the legal part, and implement this solution for our customers. Maybe you have already used a tool of us, most of you, when you the RES app, which is the mobile app for the RES site, is coming from us. So, main objective of the Lux project is we want to provide an ecosystem of services to be able to manage compliance better. So to build tools on top of it, which then makes it easier for these processes. To do this, we are having a legal knowledge graph, which is collecting regulatory open data to it, and even private data. And all of them is across languages and across jurisdiction. So this information is not only for one country, we're having information of multiple countries there. Even from OpenLaws point of view, we have already, OpenLaws has data collected from different data sources. We have data from Austria, European level, Germany, Netherlands. We have connected to UK, and in the future also for Spanish because of this project. So we are able to collect the jurisdiction of a certain country and feed it in one single database. So it's not multiple databases, it's one single big database. What we do with this information about the legal knowledge graph, we have to enrich, because we want to build a knowledge graph out of this. So every document which is going to this system will be analyzed and will be enriched. So we try to find dates, for a time, for example. Here we have a name. We want to find relations to other case law or to legislation and so on. So this is, and all this information feeds back to the knowledge graph. And so how we do this? So why we do this? We do this because we want to make relations between different legislation in different languages. We want to really establish that this is a German document and this is the Spanish document about the same topic. And this map we do through the knowledge graph, so that we find direct relations between these two concepts. So there is something, there are certain jurisdiction or language issues we have to solve, because if there is, for example, in Spanish, a certain concept not known at all, it's hard to make a mapping. And if someone in Spain is searching for something in Germany, he has to know about it. A good example here is Probearbeit. This is a concept which does not exist in Spain at all. And the first time we found it out, okay, it was like how we had really to explain the Spanish people about what's Probearbeit in Germany. This is a concept, this does not exist in their mindset and so on, because their labor law is totally differently. And so we had to, so how should a Spanish lawyer find about the German Probearbeit if you don't even know what's the concept about it? And this is currently the challenge we are trying to solve, and I have no answer currently about it. We're thinking that we're going over the knowledge graph, thesaurus and so on, that we hope that we find this additional unknown concepts, but currently this is still part of the research which is done in the project. So how does the platform look like? So we have different data sources. We have legal resources, language resources. We have standards, private documents, and other sources. And this will be loaded through an extraction, transform, and load process to this knowledge graph. This information extraction is done by a lot of different services, and the services are also provided through an API and a workflow manager. So we are using our own services on the one hand side to enrich our content which we want to have in the knowledge graph, and on the other hand side we provide these services also for the different pilots through an API to the public. Here we have standardized interfaces. We also have standardized the information format which is shared between the different services, so that we can take care that semantic annotations and from different services and summarization are added in a way to the document that other services are not influenced, but we all have this done finally in the knowledge graph or feed it back to the pilots. To be able to access, we have APIs which are specified. I will show you afterwards the live side. So where you really can access these different bits and pieces from the outside world to make, for example, term extraction or word sense extraction or classification and so on. About our pilot use case. So our idea was we want to analyze contracts, because in contracts there's a lot of information we want to extract to help in a later step to have processes on it. For example, we have a direct thing that we want to find certain information in the contracts of a customer of us. He wants to quantify if he can do something with his customers based on the contracts he had. On the other hand side, for example, if you think about we want to find out, are there references to any legislation? And based on this changes on this legislation, we can notify you, so that you have to think about if this clause is still valid in your contract. Think about rental contracts. So if there are changes in the case law, that you know this. So the envisioned use case, which is currently implemented, is, so we have a contract which is entered to the system. We extract the text. We extract the knowledge with the links system with the named entity recognition, time extraction, geolocations. So who are the and so classification, what kind of document is it only an email? Is it really a contract? Is it a rental agreement? Is it any other agreement? Is it a TUC or something like that? We similarity, we want to find similar documents. We can show you similar documents to your contract. The idea we have to summarize. Think about if you are in a big company and you are the lawyer in Austria and you're getting a Spanish contract of your subsidiary and you're not speaking Spanish at all. So it would help already if you get an English summary translated. So that at least you know what this contract about is, that you can ask then the office in Spain to give you more information about this document. So, and for this, translation is needed. And this information is feeded back. We can build a local knowledge graph, so which is only on your local side, and then getting the output back that you can process it also in your system again. So for this contract, we have defined a workflow, which is doing all the different Timex, workbench, geo, summarization, and then translation, summarization, search, and so on. So this, for these workflows, you can define, you have a tool for it, you can define them. So this can be customized for each use case. The other use cases are using totally different workflows and different pizza components. So going to our example. Today I show you one example, scoring. We want to have a scoring about contracts, and the contracts are orders. We want to know if the orders includes all information which is necessary to perform certain actions with the customer. And for this, first of all, we extract all standard information. What is the customer name, address, and so on. So, and we can compare this with the customer base of the client, so that we already know if this contract, this paper contract, which is now in some PDF, match with the information we have, the customer has in the system. On the other side, we want to exclude, for example, the monthly charge. And in this case, we want to make scoring about the index clause. So we want to find out what is the index clause about. Is there a reference to an index clause? So mainly, can we increase our yearly income about this customer because we have it in our contract? And the customer has a lot of contracts and he has it very in a mixed format. So what we are doing, we're making the extractions and so on, so that then we score these contracts, or these orders. And these orders will be scored in a way that we say, A, great, we have found everything. We have found a reference to the terms and conditions. We have found an index clause. We have found even the index itself is referenced. We have found how it will be increased and so on. So there is everything. It's totally fine. B means, yeah, it looks still quite well. Maybe we found this or that information is not explicitly written there, but still from a lawyer point of view, it's okay. C is someone should have a look there. We are not sure at all if there is this information in this contract. And D is forget it, because it was an email. I'm complaining because my order did not have been delivered in the right time. It's also there. So this has nothing to do with the contract for the information we are looking for. So this is what we are doing. So I will show you now the demo. I think you have switched off wireless LAN. Yeah, happens. So you see it's online. So. Making sure that, yeah. Site is loading now. So to give you a better understanding of what we are getting from the customer, this is an email. Inside this email, they have an email attachment. We have these cases. Inside this email, we have again an attachment. And finally, there is a document which includes this information we are looking for. So this is what I cannot open this document because of privacy rights. But when we now look for it, analyze this document, we get back a scoring, and this document I know is classified A. We have found everything there. But if, for example, if I take other documents in another case, and if I now analyze them, takes some time, it has a B scoring. So this is a tool which we have built on top of all these services, sorry, I want to go, which we provide in Lynx. And we have here our documentation, our legal knowledge graph looks like, and so there's even a site where all the APIs are there, which is for the portal and so on. And this is more technical now, so for example, if you're going now to search, you can have a look and there on the search, and there you get the API description, and you can now really try on a very low level this one functionality. So I have two things now. We are looking still for contributors of additional pilot use cases. So if you're interested in also thinking about that, you have an idea what we can do with this kind of service, with this platform, you can come to me, and we are looking how we can integrate you, because we are looking really to challenge our platform with different ideas and processes. And the other thing is, on our own account, we are hiring. So if you want to have a job, you can come also. Thanks.